What is up, you guys? It is Wednesday, I believe. I just finished my workout with Maria.
We're almost there. Coming hot. We're on a roll.
We did about 2 to 3 miles, I think, and then we did a HIIT workout afterwards. And then we got a smoothie, and now I'm back at the house. I have work at 2, and I want to get some shit done before. I already did a brief awareness podcast, I guess you can call it. Just some mental notes on what I want to say in the presentation and in the video, and how exactly it connects with my personal brand and how it connects to the bigger picture, the collective. It's about awareness, and awareness having to do with like brand awareness, different types of marketing, how that leads into sales, etc. So I want to go ahead and break that down for you guys in a simple video. But for now, I'm just gonna finish making my food. I have my protein shake. I love taking these two things, apple cider vinegar and turmeric, before you eat. Just that way it helps digest everything, and it kind of gives you like some energy. It does affect my acid reflux, but once I get past that, I feel good, and I feel like it boosts my metabolism. I feel like I have clear skin. Another thing I noticed is that mosquitoes don't bite me as much when I take this. So yeah, and then turmeric is good for not only your skin, but also your bones, and it having to do with like inflammation as well. I use about a tablespoon of each. It was a nice workout, I'm not gonna lie, and I feel grateful to be able to move and still be active after not going to the gym. I thought me not having a gym was gonna be the end of it, but this is just to show you that you don't need a gym in order to be active, in order to live a healthy lifestyle, in order to run, in order to burn off energy. Yeah, I feel like fitness helps balance different planes of life when it comes to like stress and work and creativity and play. The podcast I was listening to when I was meeting up with Maria was about values, was about change and behavior, and exactly what influences your energy and stuff. And so it was a really interesting podcast that I wanted to listen to so that I could finish up, and I feel like it ties into what I am now realizing to create a firm foundation upon my project and the brand that I want to create. I made a little diagram for this week of like a habit tracker system. And the first one is meditate, journal and write, stretch, create, learn something, train, and then tinker, play with music. The habits that I'm trying to keep accountable for this, I'd say for this month, just so that way they can be ingrained and carry on into June, is the habit of meditating, journaling, being able to write and express my thoughts, even if it's just like a simple brain dump of just releasing all that's in my mind onto paper or onto a Notion document. Because I also feel like not only is that stuff not only in my mind anymore, it's put somewhere else, but it also gives me the ability to review it, reflect it, and see how it connects to other things that I'm working on. Yeah. And then another habit that I'm trying to keep up with is stretching and rolling out my muscles. I would say I'm pretty consistent on rolling out my muscles and rolling out my back. But stretching is one thing that I want to get more into the routine of, especially in the mornings and after I hydrate. It just feels like my body can move much better. I'm not as sore. I feel like my recovery time is a lot quicker. So yeah. Another thing I want to get in the habit of is posting on a daily basis, whether that be on Twitter, whether that be on TikTok, whether that be on Instagram or YouTube. Simply just creating something and being able to post it, publish it, and release it. So yeah, and then another habit is learning something new, whether that be learning communication, learning how to speak better, learning how to think better, learning how to apply different mental models into business, learning how to learn a new language, learning philosophy, learning spirituality, learning art, music, I don't know, a new skill, just learning something. For me, that could be simply listening to a podcast, that could be me reading a book, watching a YouTube video. But within those learnings, I want to make sure that I breaking down what I've learned into components, so that way I can like see how it's structured and being able to distill it in my own thought process, being able to understand it and express it in a simplified way. I don't know if you guys heard about the synthesizing business model. It's like a hybrid knowledge business model. I kind of looked into it as well when creating my personal brand, when creating different brand ecosystems. Essentially, synthesizing is taking what you've learned, distilling it in your own mind, organizing it in your own way, simplifying it and expressing it, and teaching other people that simplified version. So that's kind of what I want to do here with this. But what I want to make sure is that this process is done on a daily basis, so that way it is repeatedly going on and engaging inside my brain. And then of course, hopefully, I make content in the best way possible to gain eyes to that, so people can see the value in what I'm creating and being able to implement into their own businesses, into their own lives, and thus creating a ripple effect. And with them integrating it into their own lives, into their own businesses, they affect their network of people, and it creates a ripple effect, it creates a domino effect. So that way, this global consciousness is always evolving, always growing, always expanding. Later today, I am going to be going to go paint with some friends. I think we're gonna have some wine. I don't know if I'm gonna drink too much because I've really been liking how I've been feeling when I'm eating good and when I'm doing the right things, and I don't want to mess it up simply by falling for the temptation of alcohol or falling for the temptation of wanting to feel something else. But at the same time, I also don't want to self-restrict myself so much. So maybe just like 1 or 2 glasses of wine is good for tonight, and then I'm probably gonna call it an early night so that we can go to bed early, get enough sleep, and I have to be up by like 5 or 6 in the morning tomorrow. That was a burp. I did go ahead and secure some domains last night, so I bought the 3 domains that I needed, and today I want to try to experiment with creating some type of landing page for one of them. And I also want to start creating some like posters for an event I want to happen later in the month. So I want to start experimenting with that. I do feel the need to kind of network and talk to some people that work in like the wellness space for this project that I'm working on. So I do want to organize some of the stuff I was going through last night when it comes to traveling and looking at different spas, resorts. I definitely want to travel this year, use my passport, and being able to get content from it, being able to get paid for it, being able to meet new people through it, and yeah, I think it could be a really exciting and fun thing. I've been thinking a lot, way too much, been planning way too much, been strategizing way too much, and now is the time for actually implementing it and executing it, and I'm excited for you guys to see.
Putting through the process to get somewhere. So for every single thing you complete, whether it's something you're working on at work, something you work on personally, or put it online and write about it. To write about it, we're gonna talk about why, we're gonna talk about the inspiration you have behind it, how you did it, what you're proud of about it, and what you would do better about it. And this is important, right? So when you write about things, even if the things you make aren't good, when someone sees it and they see the ability for you to say, here's what I like about what I did, here's why I did it, and here's what I'm gonna do to get better, that shows the ability of someone to take the steps up inside their design career, or inside this video editing, art direction, whatever it is that you're doing, photography. But being able to think critically about that both establishes you to other people and to yourself, because now you're thinking every day, here's why what I did could be better next time, or here's why I like this or didn't. But you have to have that thought of here's what I would do better, because then you're consistently improving, and you're basically giving yourself a roadmap to enable your own success. And a lot of this comes from having to write about it. Being able to articulate these things is a skill not many develop, and all it takes is reps. If you're weird about it, you don't want to showcase your stuff online, just be anonymous. We live in this amazing world where people don't have to know it's you. You can literally say, instead of John putting stuff online, it's going to be JJ Studios or whatever it is. Come up with a creative name, put stuff on the internet, and just make sure you're continuing that process, because a lot of this isn't just for other people, it's for you to look back. The reason I wish I had this is I love to look back on every single thing I designed, websites, logos, restaurant menus, from the beginning of time, and look at that arc. And that is a really powerful thing. And if you do become someone legendary, or you do work on things that are incredible, and you're going to want to go tell that story, you now have the ability to do it.
What's up, you guys? I just finished my workout. I'm so fucking tired. I was supposed to run, but I don't have that energy right now. I thought I did before my workout, but yeah. In the past few hours, I finished my presentation. I just need to record it. And I also incorporated different elements from other presentations into this one, which I want to further explain. This music's really loud, but I'm gonna go ahead and shower. I'm about to make my tea, and then hopefully take my dog out for a sunset walk, and then record the videos. I plan to post more than one, so we'll go ahead and see what happens with that. I want to get up close and personal, because I'm fucking frustrated. Essentially, I just spent 2 or 3 hours crafting a presentation on Canva for modern day marketing. This is a 12-slide presentation. It should not need to take that long, because I was going into detail and giving a lot of examples. My own problem is trying to make it as ideal as possible, and that's not actual reality. Now, after going through what I went through and feeling these emotions, my ideal approach, minimal editing to it, maybe I should change this perspective into beginner's awareness to this new skill. First, you gotta suck, and then you get better. That's first principle. Yeah. So I'm here to take you guys on the creator journey, and this is part of it, this emotional turmoil. Just kidding. I'm trying to make this as easy and effortless as possible, but honestly, when you're beginning, it's gonna take effort, it's gonna take time. It's figuring out what works, figuring out what doesn't work, and not letting yourself be swayed by the discouragement, by the anger, by the frustration. It's all gonna be there. They're just emotions, and they'll pass. Just as mine just did now. Now I feel much calmer after letting it out. Sorry you guys had to witness all that. The smart ones, fast forward. Get some rest. I'm actually gonna go to bed before 10 today, which is good, because that workout today killed the shit out of me.